Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. What a lovely crowd. I'm very excited to share a few thoughts with you, but most importantly, we have some very, very good-looking people standing behind me. They're in the back rows, by the way. No, I'm just kidding. But we're all here to talk about basically the rebirth and the reimagining, the new energy that we're trying to bring in Seattle, and particularly downtown, sort of the center of what we're trying to do here. So I'm going to try to stay on script because I have some better speakers than me that I'm going to introduce, but I want to sort of recapture what we've been working on. And when I say we, I'm talking about you that are listening to me, these great civic and political leaders. I noticed that we have both some current and former, I figured that was coming. I'll speak over that. No sweeps. No sweeps. No sweeps. I'm with the rhythm here. We don't sweep in our administration. And I'll just keep talking over that, but that's Seattle still at its finest. I don't have to tell you about what we're dealing with downtown. Many of you see what we're trying to do, and we're not trying to recapture our glory days. This is a little distracting. Hold up, just one sec. Well, we have them outnumbered at least.
Yes.
And I also see some people that are hoping to be in politics. And what I've said repeatedly, we have to be louder, more organized, and we lead with compassion, and we demonstrate an ability to listen. That's what we're going to do in creating this downtown right now, showing an ability to be empathetic. And I welcome a conversation with anyone on our policies. Now I'm going to go back to the script. In my earlier State of the City, I asked you to help me reimagine what our downtown could look like. Basically, in our downtown activation plan, it's about activation. It's about rejuvenation. And there are 7 pillars by which our framework will be framed around. First of all, we want to make downtown safe and welcoming for everybody. Safe and welcoming, number 1. Number 2, we want to transform our downtown into a lively neighborhood where more people can afford to live. We know about the housing affordability issue. Third, we want to create a unique downtown retail experience. There's some things you can't get on a computer. There's some things you can't get through e-commerce. What is that? That retail experience. We have a lot of small business owners here, a lot of entrepreneurs. What is that experience? We want to capture that such that this becomes a destination for everyone to come to experience that retail experience. Number 4, we want to make downtown a safe place where people want to work. I got to emphasize that point. Want to work. They want to be here. That will reflect the future of our economy. That is critically important to our success as a city. Next, we want to celebrate our arts, culture, sports, and entertainment. I have some athletes in back of me. We have some artists here. We have people that understand the world of entertainment. See, I know a lot of you are distracted by that. All it sounds to me, it's music to my ears. Because that's activation. Arts, culture, sports, and entertainment is critical to our success. We also want to make downtown a top destination for Seattleites and visitors all around. Right now, Seattle is one of the fastest growing cities. We want people to come here. We want people to live here. We want people to recreate here. And last, we want to create a healthy, resilient, and green downtown. And that's why you see some of our legislation, some of our efforts that we're being recognized with internationally because of our commitment to this planet, our commitment to our air, commitment to our buildings who are trying to occupy people but also understand the seriousness of climate change. So today, we have a few actions we're going to announce. We're going to have a few near-term initiatives we're going to announce, and we're going to talk about what I call space needle thinking, thinking outside the box. The first thing, I got some DSA people, Downtown Seattle Association. We expanded the Metropolitan Improvement District service and boundaries. Let's talk about DSA for a minute. Let's give them a shout out right now. DSA! DSA is in the house. DSA is in the house. We increased the boundaries, we increased the services, and we see the benefits of what they're doing because of their commitment to the city. We reopened City Park, and that was critical. That was more than symbolic because we will not let anyone take over this city in a negative way. This is our city. And City Park represents sort of the window by which people come to our city, and we want it safe, we want it clean, we want people sheltered, we want to see people helped. That is our City Hall Park. We reopened that ahead of time. We took 20 vacant storefronts through our Seattle Restored program, and we're helping small businesses come down and pursue their dreams, activate. That's our great restored, Seattle Restored program. We announced our Liberty Project, which is a commitment to black-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, underrepresented communities. Come here and show us what you have. Show us what you have.
There you go.
Stop the sweeps, stop the sweeps, stop the sweeps. I got a louder microphone than that.
There you go. Yeah.
We announced the Liberty Project, again, where we're talking about using University of Washington, Tabor 100, Seattle University. And we're talking about creating access to capital, strategic plans, making sure black-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses can have a place to demonstrate what they can do. And this is an exciting project. We are going to look at our lighting situation, our street and sidewalk lighting that we've done in areas of downtown. We're trying to illuminate because we realize that that is a public safety strategy and sort of change the vibe and change the mood of the city. You guys literally have my back, don't you? Okay, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going here. We have three chiefs here, Chief Adrian Diaz, Chief Reba Gonzalez, and Chief Harold Scoggins. And what we're seeing is a compassionate approach to public safety. And the fact of this matter is, I won't stutter on this one, we are arresting and seizing fentanyl pills that are killing our community. The numbers speak for themselves. We don't apologize for that because if people are bringing poison in our community, killing our children, killing our people, we need to stop that and arrest that. I don't stutter on that. And we got fine, compassionate leaders doing that work. We just announced a partnership with Uplift Northwest to expand graffiti abatement on private property. And we're trying to break that cycle. Break that cycle of paint and abate, paint and abate. We're trying to find canvases for artists. And we're trying to figure out why people have it in their heart to destroy property, because that is not art. That's graffiti. The difference between graffiti and art is one word. If it's unwanted. If it's unwanted, it's graffiti. Okay? So I'm not going to mince words, that we're doubling down. I see some of our workers on this, and you see this partnership we have. Uplift is completely outstanding with City University. You also know our maritime and industrial land use policies. This is serious work we're doing. We're rolling up our sleeves to talk about what this city should become, and we show a strong love for our maritime and our port industries, our maritime jobs, our trades, our labor policies. Two other things, and then I don't know what I'll do. I'm just having fun here. You gotta have, in this job, you gotta have fun. We saw some superstars in our city's design competition looking for our downtown office space. What should these buildings also be? That becomes the question. Should they be residential? Where could it be? And so we had some competition. We're going to act on many of the designs. The creative juices were flowing, and we saw an opportunity to have more people living in our downtown area, which is part of our downtown office space conversion plan that we've been working on, and I'm very proud of the results we've had. And last, I want to talk about the building emissions performance standards, the legislation that we presented, realizing that, again, this climate change fight, we're all in it together. You know, I always try to find opportunities to unify our community. I don't care what your demographic is, how you identify. This is a unifying element that we're doing. The legislation that goes to the heart of what we're trying to do is, quite frankly, taller buildings where it makes sense downtown for residential buildings, creating hundreds of units of housing and incentives for childcare and educational facilities. That will be our new downtown. New experiences. I'm announcing that we have additional legislation to diversify street-level space uses, eliminate street use fees for food trucks and activations, expand hotel lodging, and a one-time enhanced investment in the mid for additional cleaning, safety, and hospitality services this summer and fall. Quite frankly, cutting through the red tape to activate our city. What can the city do? We do not want to be an impediment to businesses. We want to be your friend. We want to be your ally. We want to create foot traffic for you. How can we use the regulatory legislative scheme to accomplish that? You notice that we closed a portion of Pike Street between 1st and 2nd Avenues for pedestrians only. We think that's a smart move. People want to walk, people want to shop, people want to eat. The We Deliver Care model, we know that we have the community leaders here, right here, from faith communities, from community service organizations, trying to help the very same people that they're shouting about. We are investing to help people get on with their lives and reestablish themselves. These are active investments. We deliver care through a physical location. We're present here. When we see someone that needs help, we want to see people getting that help, physically see it. That's what we're about. We're not about shouting slogans. We're about helping people. This Wednesday on July 26th at 6 p.m., you can join the DSA, the Seattle's World Cup team, and Amazon to watch the Women's World Cup. USA versus the Netherlands. Someone said we may kick a little butt. Right here at Westlake Park, at the heart of downtown, so it must be a place where, again, we could come together and share experiences together. Our downtown activation plan, quite candidly, is real stuff, real energy. Now, if you want to go a little deeper, just so you know, we've met with the press before to go over a little deeper, a little granular, but our plan is on downtownisyou.com, downtownisyou.com. Check it out, and quite frankly, these ideas that we're generating, these ideas that you will see, they had come from you as well. They come from civic leaders, philanthropic leaders, residents, advocates, dare I say activists. We listen to everybody. So next I want you to hear from Markham McIntyre, our Director of Office of Economic Development, because Markham's team, they're very, very smart, number one, but number two, they're very committed and they listen. And so I sort of gave you some highlights of what we're trying to do, but I want to introduce Markham McIntyre. Now I got to forewarn you, come here, Markham. He's not, Markham's not used to talking over this kind of stuff, so let's feel him out. His legs look pretty strong. He's athletic. I worked out with this guy. I can't keep up with him. Markham McIntyre.
Thank you, Mayor. And thanks, Mayor, for being so bullish on downtown and making this a priority. I'm Markham McIntyre. I'm the Director of the Office of Economic Development here at the City of Seattle. And really, there is no better economic development play right now than getting back downtown humming and making sure that as we do that, we make it more accessible for new entrepreneurs, for BIPOC entrepreneurs, for women entrepreneurs, to help shape the future of Seattle's economy. So thanks again, Mayor. I really appreciate it. And as the mayor said, thanks to all of you. I am so excited that you showed up today to celebrate the full rollout of our DAP plan. This is exciting. What a day to do it. This is a downtown kind of day. The sun's about to come out. We're going to have some food trucks. It's going to be a fun celebration. And that's really the heart of this plan. This plan is all about how to get more people downtown. How do we bring more energy and life downtown. So to make this plan and follow through with the mayor's One Seattle vision, we started by listening to you all. What do Seattleites want from downtown? Who is downtown for? And we heard you loud and clear. You want a downtown that is safe, a downtown that is welcoming, that is more accessible. You want downtown to have thriving and unique small businesses, affordable and fun activities for families and kids. You want more festivals, more murals, more amenities. You want a downtown that is green and beautiful and that you can be proud of. Downtown is so core to our identity of who we are as Seattleites. And so that's why the mayor's outlined this bold blueprint that's going to both meet the urgent needs right now, but also cast this vision for the future of Seattle. For any of that to work, though, again, what we need is you. Downtown is you. So I look around and I see all these people who contributed their time, their energy, their blood, sweat, and tears to making this plan happen. So right now, we need to keep that energy up. We need to turn that fabulous energy into planning to doing. Right now, you see a lot of stuff happening. The mayor mentioned some of it. We're filling vacant storefronts, activating public spaces, and making downtown more beautiful. Right here on this block, we got, if you go past Dog in the Park, you can find Study on Joy, which is another one of our Seattle Restored projects where they turn an open storefront into an art display and window shopping feature. Around the corner on Pike, yeah, give some shout out to the entrepreneurs. Around the corner on Pike, you're gonna find Self-Made Couture, a luxury custom clothing pop-up shop open through the end of the week, and you're gonna hear from that business owner later. Very exciting stuff. And on the other side of the block on 5th, you're gonna find the Seattle Restored Market, which is a collection of 6 entrepreneurial artisans and business owners making amazing locally produced art products and artwork. So we've got so much happening. We have so many entrepreneurial opportunities, and the city is really here to connect the dots and help those entrepreneurs shine. We also have a lot of fun activations happening. We've got the MLB All-Star Week coming up after July 4th holiday. The mayor just mentioned the watch party for the Women's World Cup right here in Westlake Park, the heart of the city. Yes, we're gonna have pickleball. We're gonna have a pickleball tournament and a basketball tournament later on. I know that people love their pickleball. We've got movies in the park, food truck fest, so much music, art, sports, entertainment happening all across downtown. Most of these are free and family friendly. So if you're wondering what to do with your time this summer, come on downtown because it's the place to be. Alongside that, we're also making downtown more beautiful. Some of these are just nuts and bolts. We're making sure we're taking care of the basics like fixing street lighting, and the mayor mentioned removing graffiti. But I'm also really stoked about all of the life and color we're going to bring with new murals popping up all over downtown, bringing that vibrancy and supporting those local artists. So this plan is chock-a-block full of so many ideas, again, many of them coming from you, that again, downtown is going to be the place to be for this summer, for the rest of this year, and on into the future. So I encourage you to go read the full plan, downtownisyou.com. There's a QR code floating around on some postcards at the swag table, or you might have been handed out. Also on that website, you're gonna find a public-facing dashboard because we wanna measure our progress. We wanna make sure that these strategies and initiatives actually make a difference. So take a look at what we're trying to do and then how we're gonna measure our progress. But at the end of the day, this plan really is just the start. This is more like a kickoff celebration than an ending celebration. We've listened to you, we've built this plan based on your feedback, but we still need your input as we move from planning to doing. The best plans morph along the way as we learn and adapt to changing needs and wants. So please, go check out the plan, get involved by telling us what you think, and give us your bold ideas for the future of downtown. With that, thanks again for bringing so much life and activity to downtown. This is what activation looks like. With that, back to you, Mayor.
Thank you, Marco. Next, you're going to hear from Katrina Karan, who's a senior early learning director for Northwest Center Kids. She's worked in downtown Seattle for more than 8 years at an inclusive early learning center, serving children of all abilities. Katrina believes passionately in creating diverse and inclusive learning environments in which children can learn and grow with help of talented and dedicated staff. Now, I want to make something clear before Katrina comes up here and blesses us with a few words. If you look around you, you look on your left or right, in front of you and back of you, you will see diversity at its finest. You've heard me mention the work we're doing for black-owned businesses, for brown-owned businesses, for people to speak English as a second language. I believe in the kindness of these people. I believe in their commitment to these people, but most importantly, I believe that we have to be intentional for fighting for diversity. no matter how you define diversity. And I also want to say, before I go much further, if you've ever held elected office, or you are in elected office, or you're running for elected office, raise your hand right now. Just want to see who we have here. Raise it high, kid. Come on, Senator. Raise that hand high. They can't see you back there. All right. All of you ever ran for anything, put your hand down. Thank you, because once you serve in office, you never stop serving. Thank you, David Della, for being here. Peter Steinberg, thank you for being here. Now, having said that, we understand the importance of diversity. Diversity of thought, diversity of race, diversity of religion, diversity in no matter how you describe it. And that's very intentional from our administration as your mayor. That is my commitment. That is the commitment I made to my mama and daddy. That is your commitment. And having said that, Katrina Karan, come us and bless us with a few words.
Thank you. I was nervous about this, but I didn't realize I would have to speak so loudly, so I'm going to try my hardest. Again, my name is Katrina Karen. I am the Senior Early Learning Director for Northwest Center Kids. We opened our downtown location in 2010. Our location we leased from King County, right there on 5th and Terrace, so really close to City Hall, a lot of King County buildings, kind of right in the heart of the financial district there. Our school has a mission of disability inclusion. So what that means is about 40% of the kiddos in each of our classrooms have some sort of disability or delay. Children of all abilities are able to participate fully in all classroom activities at our center, which means mealtime, free play, gross motor play, circle time. Everyone's included. We believe in an inclusive environment gives all children the opportunity to reach their highest potential. So why am I here today? Downtown Seattle is part of who we are and what we do every day. Our downtown center is filled with diverse staff and families, reflecting the diversity of downtown's highest potential. Children learn best through experiential and immersive learning environments, with a connection to the real world they live in, which means if you go to school downtown, you need to get outside and go downtown and explore your environment. So we take our kids on the bus, take them around. We take them to the Seattle Art Museum, the aquarium. We take them for walks to Seattle Public Library, to Columbia Tower, and again, to the parks around our neighborhoods. We visit small businesses around us, tied to the curriculum, tied to what we're teaching our children. It's so important that young children learn about the world around them through tangible, real-life experiences, which means downtown needs to be safe and accessible for all of our children. It's a privilege for me to teach the next generation of Seattleites, a generation that we hope will be stewards of inclusivity and accessibility in our communities. Downtown is part of Northwest Center Kids, and downtown needs more early learning centers as well. High quality childcare is important. All children and families should be able to access this great city. Downtown is still where many people in Seattle work. Honestly, I took my own child to our center for 5 years, and I commuted into Seattle with my husband. We were able to walk from our vehicle into the center, and then I knew he would get to explore the city, and it would be part of his curriculum and daily activity. Childcare's downtown where families work allow parents to come and visit their children during breaks, to nurse their babies during breaks when they're still infants. We need to, again, focus on getting more childcare downtown and more families access to that. So again, I'm really excited about all the wonderful things planned in this downtown activation plan. It has been a really hard 3 years for us, and we're really excited to get our kids out again in the community and really look forward to the continued changes. Thank you.
Thank you, Katrina. Next, you're going to hear from Armando Garzon. He's the founder of Color Studio, which is a creative collective and media production company based right in Pioneer Square, and Armando works with small and local businesses to help them tell their story and reach new audiences, communities, and customers. And if anyone's ever owned a small business, you know you're always marketing. So Armando's going to talk about his story, and he's always looking for new customers. I present to you Armando Garzon.
Good morning, Seattle. Good morning. Great to be here today.
Good.
I want to thank the mayor for this opportunity, for letting me participate in this event. My name's Armando, and I'm the owner of Color Studios, and we're located in Seattle's historic neighborhood, Pioneer Square. And it's a big day for me, honestly, because when I was a teenager, my dream was to have a studio in Seattle. Like it is for a lot of creatives. This is a great city. I used to actually, I grew up in Everett, and I would drive down here to be a part of it, to be in the coffee shops, to be in the ambience. I just wanted to be part of it. Colors is a creative agency and a collective that helps businesses grow with strategic content campaigns. And we're very proud to be part of the creative economy in Seattle. As a business that opened during the pandemic, we have seen the differences it makes to have the right leader in office. Truly.
Yeah!
Come on. Yeah, let's go. Thank you, Mayor, for your leadership. I have been a witness to the positive changes in the streets. We really did open the pandemic, and we've seen it. Today, I truly mean that. Today, I'm proud to announce that we are doubling down on our commitment to the city.
Right on, right on, bro.
Yeah, we just signed a long-term lease to expand to the second floor. And we're gonna turn that into a co-working space for creatives, for artists, for content creators. At Colors, we're looking forward to continuing to support our city in its efforts to activate the downtown. And I invite everybody here to come to the first Thursdays in Pioneer Square to our art walk, where we showcase our local talent. There's a lot of talent in Seattle, and we want to showcase it. Come see us during the All-Star Game Week. Our doors will be open. And more importantly, come support small businesses, black and brown businesses. Hard, it's not many of us. And we can use your support. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Armando. Our last speaker before we do a little Q&A will be LaRon Daniels. He's an entrepreneur and a business owner. He was one heck of a basketball player in college and professionally as well, but he's now, more importantly, the co-founder of Self-Made Couture, which is a custom clothier brand that specializes in custom suits, tuxedos, coats, blazers for both men and women. Now remember, they're always looking for customers. You can see the way he's dressed. He knows his stuff. I present to you LaRon Daniels.
How's everybody doing today? Good. I want you guys to give another round of applause because I'm living proof of the mayor's activation program. I want another round of applause for this. First and foremost, I just want to thank everybody here for coming, listening, and being a part of this this movement that we have going on right now. I'm honored and I'm humbled, and I also want to thank you again. My name is LaRon. I'm the owner of Self-Made Couture. Self-Made, it's a custom clothing brand that designs perfectly fitting garments for your lifestyle. We specialize in suits, tuxedos, overcoats, shirts, not just for men, but for our lovely ladies as well. I tell people two things when they come into our showroom that's right around the corner. One, you're gonna leave with something that's tailor-made and perfect for you. And two, you might walk in looking like $1, but I promise you, you're gonna leave looking like $1 million. We're literally located a minute walk from here. Like, I'm gonna leave here and go unlock my door and start working. And so, you guys are probably wondering, how do we land in the heart of downtown? Well, it's through the beautiful program called Seattle Restored. I want to give them their flowers, and I want you guys to clap for them right now. Also, I want to shout out the Office of Economic Development. They've done an amazing job as well. And ultimately, I have to give the mayor's office their flowers as well, because they've done a good job of implementing these programs to help these small minority-owned businesses not only be put in a successful position, but also they've watered us and allowed us to thrive. They've given us a platform to really succeed. And words can't express what that means to us. But back to Seattle Restored. Seattle Restored, what they're doing is life-altering. It's life-changing. It's a game changer. They're putting businesses like me, entrepreneurs, and just other people that are actively trying to do something and be something and build their businesses in locations and giving them a platform to thrive. And when I say life-altering and game-changing, what I mean by that is one word. What I mean by that is generational wealth. They are literally building generational wealth with us. They're allowing us to do that. And when I say generational wealth, you're probably wondering how. Well, it starts with the fact that we recently just got in our showroom, and like as of this week, we just signed a long-term lease. And so like it just doesn't get no better than that. So when I say that we are living proof of the mayor's activation program, we literally are doing it and we're a part of it. And you guys can look at us as an example of what's to come in the future. Now, I know it's a lot of people here. Appreciate you for coming, but I have a call to action for everybody here, everybody in the community, and all the bigger businesses. I want to ask you guys to invest into the community. You can't say community without unity. I want you guys to invest in minority, black-owned businesses like Self-Made Couture. I want you to invest in brown-owned businesses like Armando's. I want you to invest in this lovely lady's business. I want you guys to invest in us. In return, we'll water you guys back. We'll invest back in you guys. We'll inspire other entrepreneurs and upcoming business owners and bring them up with us as well. And furthermore, we'll reinvest back into the next generation of people that are coming up. If we invest into the next generation, then that's gonna allow Seattle to reach its fullest potential. And this activation program is gonna come full circle. So in closing, I just wanna say thank you to everybody for coming. I want to once again thank the mayor, thank his office. I want to thank all the city officials. And I want you guys to know that you have friends in Self-Made Couture. You have partners in Self-Made Couture. And we are fully doubling down and supporting everything that the mayor has going on. We're 100% bought in, hence the extension of the lease. And I want you to know that we're 110% committed in what you're doing. And we're going to continue to push with you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, LaRon. As I close out with just a few thoughts, I want to give another shout out. I mentioned it earlier, but I didn't do it justice. I'm looking over these beautiful men over here from the We Deliver Care team. I want to give you guys a shout out. We Deliver Care. Dom Davis, part of your posse over here, back here, a strong leader. Because our solutions are found in the folks that understand our community. They understand people that need help. They lead with compassion and they show strength. You're beautiful. And we will continue investing in this kind of strategy such that we take the streets back with the right values. WDC's in the house. I want to close by, you heard me mention the term earlier, Space Needle thinking. What we mean by that is, you're looking at buildings right now. We close our eyes and we imagine what can be. Now, there's a few folks on the city council and maybe on the city council. I don't even know who's going to be on the city council next year. It requires a conversation. It requires a conversation with people who have the money. We don't own some of this property. It requires a conversation from you who live and work down here. But some ideas have surfaced that we're very excited about. One idea is a linear arts and entertainment district connected by a streetcar, a cultural connector. We're excited about that. Year-round indoor and outdoor play and recreation, a facility right down here in downtown. We have an idea about illumination. Illuminating Westlake Center as a center for civic engagement. You see, right now, unfortunately, just a sec, that's not civic engagement, that's just yelling. That's just yelling. I want to have a civic engagement, I want to have a dialogue. Can we sit down and let me understand your viewpoint, and I want you to understand what we're trying to do. One reason why I always have Bishop Witherspoon around me, because he's known me since I was 9 years old. He's always been my spiritual base. We pray together, we laugh together, we've cried together. I won't tell you what he told me, how I usually react to something like that, but he just said, I'm praying for you, Mayor. So we want to have that kind of discussion and civic engagement right here, and we talk about lighting, we talk about illumination, and so those are things we're looking at. We're going to have this dialogue with you. Lighting I-5 and creating an urban forest, more tree canopy, fighting climate and creating beauty at the same time. Now again, these easels here are not just for aesthetics. They're going to be staffed around here. You can share ideas. This is an ongoing dialogue. I mentioned earlier about a regulatory plan on having more residential units here. We're looking at the regulatory package that Markham talks about that we have ready to submit to the City Council. That's Space Needle thinking. We realize, unfortunately, downtown will never go back to the good old days downtown when I used to have a root beer float at Woolworth. Those days are gone. But what's not gone is the spirit which built this downtown. What's not gone is the spirit that built the Space Needle. The spirit is, in fact, is stronger right now. I'm hearing the ideas and we will act on these ideas. So the food trucks are either here or will be here. The mayor, they're here. Thank the Lord. The Mariners are playing today. Enjoy that. Visit your favorite shops. You heard from these outstanding entrepreneurs. You just got a little sample for their passion. But you heard what Ron said. You invest in them, and it comes back tenfold. When I talk about one Seattle, I talk about his voice is as strong as the multi. Are you worth $1 billion yet? You will be.
I'm right there.
Okay, he's close. He's knocking out the door. That the janitor's voice is as important as the CEO's. That in Seattle, we listen to everyone. We pull out the best in everybody, and we fight for it, and we are organized, and we're going to take our city back because we know that our North Star is our people, and we love our people. We love Seattle. It's okay to say that. It's okay to say we love Seattle. In fact, it's sort of cool to do. Try it sometime. So I'll close out by saying thank you for being here, because if you are here right now, that means you do love this city, and you do believe in the direction we're heading. You believe in our administration, you believe in these leaders, you believe in our diversity, you believe in small businesses, you believe in good food. Isn't that right, Ali? Okay, everybody knows that guy. You believe in bringing out the best in everyone. That's one Seattle at its best, and with that, we'll take a good couple questions. But Jamie Howes, I'm going to ask you to help me on this one, because I see a bunch of hand goes up, and then I never know who to call on. Okay, a few questions.
We'll go Lauren and then Jeremy.
Lauren and then Jeremy. Yes, Lauren. Yeah.
You should repeat the question.
I'll repeat the question. I'll just paraphrase it. Lauren asked the question, when will people see action and not so much planning, not so much plans? When will they actually be able to experience what we're talking about? Fair. Some examples. So I'm gonna always turn to my staff for a few things, but I have to be, that's a great question, by the way. You see it right now. You see it everywhere we go. You see that small businesses are opening up. You see that the DSA are doing their job. You see that We Deliver Care. So you're already seeing the action. When I talked about 20 stores that have opened up that weren't opened up before, that's what you're seeing right now. Now, we'll also talk about in the next couple of weeks, you're going to see some regulatory schemes come out to the council. So right now, quite candidly, the biggest piece of legislation we're working on right now, many of you know, is how we deal with open-air drug use. So that's literally being discussed. We're having meetings as we speak, and hopefully we'll have something in the council in a matter of weeks. led with our values to treat, but always leading with our values, and we got to keep everyone safe. So you're seeing it now, and I don't know, Mark, are there any other specific examples that she wants to hear? But go ahead.
There will be other pieces of legislation going to council, including the upzoning that the mayor mentioned. There's going to continue to be a lot of activations, and then there's also going to be a number of activities around the parks and kind of the beautification pieces that I mentioned about fixing street lights, cleaning up graffiti. There was an announcement yesterday about a partnership with Uplift Northwest. We have a fact sheet that we can give you that does give a progress report since we kind of announced this in April about what we've done, and then a preview of what's to come. So we've been building the plan and building the bicycle and riding at the same time, if that makes sense.
Thank you, Markham. And I was just going to say, I know I said a lot, but I tried to give, I think, 14 examples of what we've actually done in terms of the opening of City Hall Park. It's all part of our plan, if you will. But I don't also want to underestimate the need to plan. Everything we do in our administration has to be sustainable. I'm not going for just quick victory laps. We got to build it around sustainability, not just environmental sustainability, but cultural and community sustainability as well. Yes, next question.
Can this be successful if there is not a radical disruption of the drug trade in the city? And you've said that you're talking with the council about drug use. What options are on the table, considering some council members who share the stage with you voted against it just weeks ago?
Okay, I'll repeat the question. The question was, you're such a strong and good mayor, how can you get any better? Okay, stay behind me. No, the question was, how can you achieve what you're trying to achieve given the level of drug use and drug trafficking, and given the fact that there are people with me now that voted against the post-Blake decision, you didn't say that, but that was fixed by the state. Don't we have to fix that in order to achieve these plans? Okay, good question. First of all, we will have that legislation fixed in about a matter of weeks, okay? Because they have to vote on it. But let me also say what I've said publicly and privately. That if those who voted against it listen to people that are in pain and become somewhat empathetic, that could be part of the process, because we're figuring out right now. And I'm confident in a matter of weeks we will present legislation to address the issue. Do we have to disrupt what we see? Yes. Yes, every time I walk or drive or stroll down and I see someone in pain because of drug use, my heart goes down. This is why I stand with my bishop and we say, I have to help that person. That's why I gave the We Deliver Care some props, because it's not going to be a strong arrest strategy. I see people are sick, but I also said we're not afraid to make arrests when we have to, because we need to protect you. So the legislation will address that. It will require our third department, our fire, our first responders, our police chief in an integrated effort. So that will be done in a matter of weeks. And yes, we must disrupt what we're seeing. And by the way, these folks you see down here, they're not strangers to me. I grew up on these streets. How dare anyone say, well, I'm going to sweep anybody? I don't see anyone over there I grew up with. The last press conference, I had a bunch of my homies who grew up with, because we lived through. Man, he keeps saying stay behind the mic. In church, you don't have to stay behind the mic. I get in church sometimes up here. But I get your point. And so, yes, we want to be disruptors in that sense. Disruptors based on our values of compassion, love, commitment, and faith. Yes, we have to be disruptors. He's calling the folks.
Erica, Sarah Grace.
Okay, I'm going to stay behind you.
Might be done.
We only got a couple more questions here. Yes, Erica. Thanks. Erica, can I say your last name? Erica Barnett. We pump up small businesses, Erica. Erica Barnett, who follows stuff granularly at City Hall, asked a good question. She said, in light of the graffiti law that's recently been made that really ties our hands, so to speak, Erica, in terms of what we can do in terms of graffiti arrests, how can we, say the last part of the question, how are you going to respond to graffiti in public spaces? how can we respond to graffiti in public spaces given that law? If we lose, because it's on like an appeal right now. Dang, Erica, you had to ask me that. That's a tough question. So, number one, we are looking at the ruling. We are appealing it. And quite honestly, we have to figure it out. I don't have a brilliant answer for you. I do believe that that laws can change. That's why we have some state leaders here, and we have some a city council that will examine it. So we have to have the ability to arrest people for unwanted graffiti. So if there's precise language in the law that is unconstitutional, that is vague, that's ambiguous, we have to fix it. And we looked at other cities and other states and how they're addressing it as well. So if we lose the lawsuit, we go back to the drawing board and figure out what the deficiencies are in the law, and we fix it and remedy it. But I also want to say this on graffiti, that at every opportunity I have, I want to talk to that graffiti person. I just want to know why they're doing it. Why are they waking up with that kind of energy? Because I want to hire them. I want to hire them. And can you use that energy to help me clean a city? Paint a beautiful Native American art on somewhere that's vacant. So we're trying all kind of creative strategies. And you do know, Erica, more than anyone, that this graffiti stuff does drive me nuts. And we got a great team in place. Where's Paul Jackson? He's here. I saw him. Big Paul somewhere. And Paul's in the back. Paul's a good man, and he's committed to this. So if the law is deficient, we'll figure out a way to make it adequate. Sarah Grace.
You mentioned eating compassionately, and you have critics who are saying that you're not. Can you kind of address how this plan or your general actions right now are being compassionate to people for unsheltered?
And specifically about the downtown activation?
If there's a nexus, but if not.
Okay, let me say the question loudly if I paraphrase it right. You said that some people would say that our downtown activation plan is not leading with compassion, and I talk about leading with compassion. How do I correlate compassion with the downtown activation plan? Am I in the ballpark? Particularly when it comes to people who are unhoused. Okay. Well, then I just flat out disagree. Sorry, Jamie. I flat out disagree. Because I was one of the architects on the council about a housing first approach. We don't sweep, we offer shelter. And I was one of the few people, I think, on the council that would sit down with what was then called the navigation team, and I'd ask people, why do you do this kind of work? Did you draw the short straw? And these people would say to me, it's because I want to shelter people. And when I meet with the unified care team, I look in their eyes and I ask, how are you removing people? Are you doing it with anger? Or do you understand the need to shelter them? I meet with them. And their leadership under Deputy Mayor Tiffany Washington, all the way down to Tanya Kim, and I could go all the way down the list of superstars. These are good people. They're good people. And they lead with compassion. So if people say we are not leading with compassion, I just disagree. But I'm willing to have that discussion with them. And we also ask our police officers that are having to protect people in and around, why are you doing this kind of work? What motivates you? I always ask people what motivates them. So I'm convinced we are doing it with compassion, and if they are critical or they have those concerns, I just would have to disagree. And I say, give me specific examples. Give me a specific example of where we're not showing compassion. And if we're not, we will fix it. We will fix it. Give me a specific example and stop dealing with this hyperbole. Okay, we got. Okay, thank you for being here. Eat some food, community leaders, business owners. I love you. Thank you for this energy. Ollie, thank you, Bishop. Academicians, thank you, Markham. One Seattle, let's make it happen. Thank you.